Hey there everyone, so this video that I'm doing on Fred has gone on way longer than I thought. I thought the conversion that I was going to do was supposed to take a weekend or 2 weekends, and now we're sort of 3 months in. So all I want to say in this introduction is bear with me in the way the video jumps around, first of all. Secondly, at the end you will see me taking Fred out for its first drive, which I'm about to do now. But back to early November now, when this all started. Hey everybody, hello and welcome back to 27 after quite a long break. But we're back with Fred. This car has kind of unexpectedly taken over. I've sold the Porsche, which started the channel in a way. All my other cars, bought a sensible-ish BMW hatch, M135i. And now, pretty much changing all the running gear in Fred. The same chap who built the engine, which I'll talk about in a minute, he races these, and he also rebuilt the front end for me with disc brakes and an anti-roll bar, which the car didn't have before, and also the rear end, which was rebushed and changed to a 3.9 ratio diff, which will make it a little bit longer legged, which will work fine for this engine. So today we've got Hooter coming along. You might remember Richard. We went to pick up a load of furniture in his old truck in London. And then Jago, who sold me my original Alpha Smokey. So Hooter's coming up in his old Chevy truck. And then we have Jago coming up in his Volvo, what is it, a 240 or something? I don't know what it is, but he's basically turboed it, although it's not running completely perfectly at the moment. My super fancy new engine and gearbox. So that is the holy grail for Sprites. That is a Datsun 210 5-speed gearbox. Nicest box I've ever used in any car. Really loved it. Cost me an absolute fortune because they're so rare now. And to be honest, if I had to go back and I knew how much it would have ended up costing, I probably wouldn't have gone ahead and done it. And this is built by John at Mamba Motorsport. And it's a 1380 version of the 1275 with a hottish cam and loads of other goodies. So should be putting out in the region of sort of 85, 90 horsepower at the crank. Whereas that 848, I think it is, CCA series, with its low compression and the two middle banks as well, will probably be putting out not much. Thought it might be nice to see some of the goodies that are going in the car. Most exciting at the moment. Obviously there's the engine, which you've seen, but lovely all aluminium radiator with new piping. That's the new exhaust. There's the new clutch and brake master cylinder of the right size. The inlet, all from Maniflow. Proper decent system. DCOE 40, which I've rebuilt. And that's a throttle linkage, don't know how well that's going to work. And then a proper sort of larger bore exhaust system as well. So. Let's see, I think I heard a car, maybe Jago's arrived. 245 turboed, also with a bit of patina. Hello. I fucking love it, I haven't seen it before.
I have my winter wheels on, not my branded steels of marvellousness.
That's so cool. It looks really good, but it's not quite working 100% at the moment, right?
No, there's a way to go.
The Hooter has arrived. Look at it. Alright, Hooter.
You have no idea what a bloody nightmare.
Nice of you to join us.
Wiper stopped working. Then my phone wouldn't charge, so I lost the sat nav.
Well, I mean, we've already got the engine out.
Well, of course, it's all. Sure.
So we got the clamshell out, and I did a bit of stuff last night, so I'd already got the radiator out and so on.
Bloody hell, you got carpet. What the bloody hell? Did you buy all this then?
Yeah, I bought that.
That's a bit plush.
Yeah, I know, but it's really dusty floor and stuff otherwise.
Yeah, you know, I took a walk down that dirt road. I was like,
Hi everyone. Well, as you can see, the engine is not in the car. The old engine is out, but the new one is not in, and there's a few reasons for that really. First of all, there's some uncertainty on the routing for the cabling on the slave cylinder, which is on the opposite side of the Datsun gearbox. Plus, the inspection window, which is on the other side to be able to bleed the slave cylinder, is not accessible obviously because it's on the opposite side. So I will probably have to cut one in there, but before I do that, I just want to know exactly what's going on. So I didn't want to have to rush things. There's also, more importantly and more substantially, the problem of the universal joint, the end of which needs to be changed on the prop shaft. And we had a quick go, but it was going to be quite difficult without proper tools. I might have another go on the vise at some point. I'm going to clean it up, do things slowly and properly, and not just rush it and try and get the engine in straight away. JG left yesterday afternoon and the hooter stayed over and he left this morning. So Jager's actually going to the States for a few months, so he's not going to be back. Hey everyone, I've got a couple more updates on Fred. First of all, I made some progress on the universal joint, which I thought was going to be next to impossible to do. And I managed to actually get that done. So there it is. Universal joint changed. I saw online that the best way to do it is with a vise. This one is a little bit too small. You're supposed to use sockets on either side. I had to cut a little bit of pipe there to use on one side where I just couldn't open the vise wide enough. But eventually got the old caps off, the old joint, and got the new one on, and it wasn't too bad. I've still got a list of things that need doing. So you can see the universal joint is ticked off, but the master cylinder has to be replaced. Need to find a solution for the speedo cable because the standard one doesn't actually fit in the new gearbox. I need to reroute the fuel line. I need to sort out the new throttle cable. I need to put in the new exhaust. I need to fill the gearbox, fill oil, fill coolant, and then in theory we're good to go. Well, actually there's going to be loads of other little jobs, but those are the main ones. Yesterday I cleaned up the engine bay a bit, so as you can see it's looking a lot better. It's still tatty, but this is a really original car. So this is what it looks like from 1958 or whenever it was originally done. I'm sure the engine hasn't been out in that time and that this was the first time. There's the master cylinder that I'm talking about. So here's the old one. I'm going to get that out today. Okay, so I got finished tightening up those screws, but in the main, the master cylinder is changed without too much grief. Okay. Fucking thing. So next job is going to be fitting the exhaust, and I'm going to put the exhaust manifold in the engine bay already because it looks like it's a lot easier getting that through, and hopefully it won't require any mods. To me it looks like it still fits, even though it's a twin pipe exit whereas the other one was single. Gonna try and get the engine in now, and my stepdad is coming over to help, Steve. Fingers crossed. I've had a look at everything. It seems okay. At the moment, not having much luck getting the engine in. So you can see where it's fouling there, which is here. And at the same time, it's tight against the transmission tunnel, so it's got no movement, and it's then hitting here. So that just, I don't know how we would get it in. I may have a go at just heating that and just sort of softening that corner, tapping that out, and that might help.
Suspended all flights after a crash which...
Right, I have a feeling, fingers crossed, that it might go in, so I've switched the camera back on. I've been faffing around for a while. It's going in! No No way! Oh my god, it's going in. Engine mounts are in and everything. It's almost there, but it's going to go in. Oh, so just start the motor and sump to put back and then get it in place. But that was the hardest bit. It's gone now. Oh, that's awesome. Hello again everyone. So it's been quite a while since you've seen the last clips of the videos, and there have been quite a lot of things that have taken a lot longer than I thought. So here's the aluminium rad from Radtech. They're great guys. The fan that was put on the back originally was too big, so I had to send it back, get them to fit a smaller fan. So there was a 9-inch before, it didn't fit, so now there's a 7-inch with a bit of mods, does fit. Then there were all sorts of other issues that just took up quite a bit of my time, including the distributor which has been converted to electronic points, which hadn't been ordered as a positive earth, which is for this car. All sorts of stuff that really slowed it down, but let's just get back to it. It is now ready to fire up, so I'm going to have a go, see if I can do that and run in the cam.